Did you see this guy who lost the debate to you is crying to the Senate about how scary you are?
Type of left-wing ideology.
What is this? Hasan gets mentioned in the Senate Judiciary Subcommittee hearing by right-wing podcaster. That's awesome. I didn't even see this. Michael Knowles, once again, I like that the Republicans have decided, after sequencing out some of the most horrifying violence in their commentary, they have the audacity to turn around and be like, yeah, these guys that we actually debate against, sometimes they win too hard. I haven't even thought about this loser in years. And he's over here being like, he's scary. Please, mods, please arrest him. Please. Holy hell, you can't go one day without being mentioned by the federal government now. It is so goddamn annoying. Listen, you have to understand something. I got government ops. I can't be dealing with whatever supposedly apolitical content creator had to say about me on a daily basis. And it's so funny that all of these people that are supposedly liberals, that present themselves as liberals, present themselves as defenders of democracy, small d democracy, and the Democratic Party, are so quick to align with some of the most nefarious right-wing forces. Something to consider. Just saying. It's just strange that all these people who are like, I hate Donald Trump, I hate JD Vance, but you know who I hate more? Hasan Piker. And I actually will find myself in allegiance with JD Vance and also Michael Knowles, as long as they are giving it to my least favorite person. Hasan's career is the true monkey paw wish. No, it's just the same exact dynamic that you've seen throughout patterns of historic fascist movement development that you are literally watching get relitigated in real time in even the smallest corners of the internet in the dumbest way possible, where you have liberals who are unserious about opposing this administration, actively leaning into this administration at a time when they are in the crosshairs themselves without even realizing that they themselves are in the crosshairs, only because the fascists are opposing their true enemy, it seems, socialists. I have less smoke for liberals than liberals do for me, because I understand that liberalism is a broader movement. Liberalism is a mass movement. I want to bring liberals onto our side. I want liberals to fight against fascism. I want liberals to fight against the Trump administration, oppose the horrifying things that they're doing. And that's precisely the reason why when the Democratic Party does things that I agree with, I give them credit for it. Even if they're doing a horrible job of defending it on principle, I still stand by them. Like this government shutdown and the way that they have successfully been able to show the American public that the reason why the shutdown is happening is because Republicans are refusing to fund ACA subsidies. And in the process, they are dangling the starvation of 40 million Americans in an effort not to offer those subsidies where people's premiums are going to triple. It's crazy. If I can let bygones be bygones, because I don't give a shit about irrelevant drama or the back and forth, because I recognize that there's a far more consequential thing happening here with respect to what the goddamn government is doing to the American people as a whole, including even MAGA voters, then you should be able to do that too. So I always say, one, judge me by my enemies. And I always tell you, two, pay close attention to what people focus on, what your favorite content creators focus on. Maybe you find yourself watching some of these other content creators, and they spend a good deal of time attacking someone like myself every step of the way. In this day and age, right now, when we are in the throes of fascism, if they are spending most of their time aligning with the administration against a person that they've declared the true enemy of their movement, someone like myself, then they're unserious. In the most charitable interpretation, they're unserious. And in the least charitable interpretation, they don't care about the growing fascist movement in this country. I think the Wine Mom Coalition, the boomers, they are far more serious about the ways in which this administration has moved. And they are far more invested in opposing this fascist government than the random liberal, like self-described liberal content creator who is hyper-focused and hyper-invested in like slop.
The belief that ideas don't really matter.
Even if that drama sometimes turns into statements that are a matter of official congressional record.
And that we're really just warring groups that must clobber each other over the head, which is why you're seeing the increased violence there. I think you saw this not only in the horrific assassination of Charlie, but in the reactions that came afterward. As the scene was unfolding, a Democrat analyst, Matthew Dowd, on MSNBC, the left-wing cable outlet.
Yeah, he didn't say nothing wrong, by the way. He was correct about Charlie Kirk, and I cannot believe that they punished him for it.
Blamed Charlie Kirk. He said, quote, "Hateful thoughts lead to hateful words, which then lead to hateful actions." The New York Times reacted by publishing the assassination-related musings of Hasan, a prominent left-wing streamer.
Yeah, except I was about to debate Charlie, and he can't find anything that I've said about Charlie that's even remotely violent. You want to hear something even more ironic? Michael Knowles, just like all these other Republican charlatans, actually immediately tried to take over Charlie's position in Dartmouth. Did you know that? Yeah, I'll tell you. He was like, oh, I'll debate him in Charlie's place. Yeah, sharks. It was supposed to be Ben Shapiro, and then Ben Shapiro said no. And then Michael Knowles was the replacement, and Megyn Kelly. Yeah, bunch of vultures. And then he has the audacity to bring my name up in the aftermath of the Charlie Kirk assassination. Interesting. Yeah, I said no to the Michael Knowles thing. I was like, he's fucking no motion. I don't give a shit about duking it out with Michael Knowles. I'll do it for Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro said no. And then Michael Knowles was like, I'll take his place. I said no. I was like, I don't want to debate the fourth most relevant Daily Wire guy. Ben Shapiro himself is not even relevant. The only reason why I would have done the Ben Shapiro thing is at least because of all of the previous years of Ben Shapiro's work that at least would make that moment more important. In any case, yeah, all of my ops fell off, which is why I have new ops now. I have government ops.